Durag Wisdom, Birtherday Y2K 17.06.05. And I got excused from jury duty. In fact, we all got excused because I guess they, whatever litigants there were, they backed out. So we lucked out. But I found out that when I got into jury duty, it was a new courtroom. They had all these widescreen TVs set up around the room, which every place you go nowadays, even in a restaurant, you can't eat your food and without a TV over there. And believe me, look, I love my widescreen TV. Sometimes I don't like it though. In a courtroom where all of a sudden I start hearing Trump speaking about infrastructure and protecting us, and I have to sit there and I have to sit and listen to that. So I walked up to the clerk and I said, "Look, buddy, please, sir, I'm not going to make it." I said, "I'm not going to make it. I can't listen to him." I went up to him twice because this big room. I said, "Look, if you want to excuse me, fine, but I can't listen to him. I hate him. I can't listen to him." So they turned it off. They shut off that news and they put on some movie. And of course I have 3,000 plus titles of my own. I don't need to watch theirs. And I was sitting there and I decided to go up and thank the guy. It was nice of him. And I was wearing my Elizabeth Warren shirt. I didn't wear this shirt to the courthouse, luckily for me, because they would have sent me home and I would have had to come back the following day as punishment. So, and because they would assume that I'm wearing this shirt just to get out of jury duty. And what I would have done is, I would have said, "Wait a minute, take the shirt off and put another shirt on, my Obama shirt." The guy says, I told him, "Look, I didn't wear my F Trump shirt." He goes, "Well, I'm offended by that shirt," the guy says very nicely. "Oh, Elizabeth Warren." Well, I say, "Well, I'm offended by that creep." And he says, "Well, why don't you go to," he says, "Well, there's always Canada." And I said, I told him, and I said, "I'm staying right in this country. And between you and me, folks, I'm staying in this country. This is my country, our country. And I'm here now to undermine that birther creep as much as I can." And then he starts telling me, these right-wingers, I say, "Well, you're president." I said, "He ain't my president." Yeah, I'm supposed to be a teacher, right? I say, "Ain't." I said that. "He ain't my president, and he'll never be my president." But they did shut, in front of all these people, they shut his ass off. I didn't have to listen to his sewer at jury duty. I mean, I'm forced to sit there and all of a sudden, the asshole mouth. He's doing everything for it. It's great. It's wonderful. I will never, ever normalize that creep. And that's one of the reasons why, hey, I recognize the fact that the news media that this Trump Putin creep hates created him. And now that they don't like what they've created, their monster that they created, they're getting on him, and of course, the monster's going to come back and fight. You hear that in the background? That's the ice cream truck. Plays Scott Joplin. We have to keep, our eye on the ball. We have to make sure that we don't get distracted by, Kathy Griffin, love what she did. She should have never apologized, but now they're trying to use it as a distraction. And the press is doing that. The press is helping to create the distraction. This thing with Bill Maher. That guy, he apologized, and he should have apologized for that. She shouldn't have apologized, but he should have. And now, we go on, and we continue our fight against the birther creep who's trying to destroy our country, throw 28 million people off of health care, destroy Medicaid, destroy the planet, putting us in war, nominating creeps in his cabinet to destroy everything, to undermine the entire federal government, harassing the ex-FBI chief. See, the press created this creep, and now they're deciding what we're supposed to get upset about. either like Griffin or Maurer or Anthony Weiner or Spitzer. You know, Spitzer was on Bill Maher last week, and honestly, I think he should run against Trump. Like I say, we need a freaking serial killer against a serial killer. Because if goddess damn birther bastard Trump can be president, anybody can be president, even me. Now, there's an important day coming up, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing on that day. It's 14th June, Y2K 17.0614. That's Flag Day. You know what other day that is? That's, I hate to say this to you, but that's the birthday of the birther bastard. That's the Birtherday. The Birtherday of the birther bastard is June 14th. Uh-huh. What are you planning on doing on Birtherday? On Birther Bastard Day? Well, I'm hoping on Birther Bastard Day, 14 June, the day that Trump's mother and father defecated him into our world, I plan on hoping to send out my letters to Angela Merkel, Sadiq Khan, the President of Australia, the President of Canada, to start with. Send them a letter to let them know how much I despise the birther creep and how much I do not recognize this traitor as president of my country, and I want them to be aware that our country was invaded, was cyber attacked by the Russians, and that we are in cyber war with the Russians right now. And this country is in a state of war with these Republicans and Trump Putin destroying everything they could possibly destroy. Like, you know, almost like, you know, the dinosaur going through the city and destroying it. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to excoriate. I'm not celebrating the birther bastard's birthday. I'm excoriating him. I'm going to criticize, put down, write letters, send them out that day, special, to these world leaders to let them know from little old me, and that's what it is, little old me, that this creep doesn't represent me. This creep is a traitor. He's a thug. Yeah, I'm also going to send a letter to the president of Montenegro apologizing to him for the fact that that creep just pushed by him. I'm going to excoriate, not celebrate, the birther bastard's day that he was crapped into the world. I'll try to write these letters. I hope that I can do it by the 14th and get them ready to send out by that day. Because I'm focused. I'm off of Maher, but shame on him for using that word. Shame on Griffin for apologizing. I'm supporting every group, every liberal group. Young Turks, Rachel Maddow, Lawrence O'Donnell, Keith Olbermann, Robert Reich, and others. Steve Barrison of the Bay Improvement Group. All of them. To help us. We need to be focused. We need to keep our minds off of the distraction that's generated by the press that Trump hates because now they're not nice to him. But the press sometimes isn't nice to us either. The media isn't nice to us either. In a time when our country's under threat by an enemy inside the Oval Office, the awful office, the shit office, as long as it's in there, we need to be focused. And we need to keep our minds on the one goal, to save our country from the destructive right-wing oligarch bastards. Excoriate Trump on the Birther's Day, 14 June.